Hello, once again, everybody. It's your boy King David the Warrior, and I have another message for you today. Today's message is about the heart. Yes. You see, I was watching The Green Hornet one day, and I remembered how Seth Rogen released that movie called The Sausage Party. Now, he once, in an interview, said that he made the movie to encourage people to believe that religion causes division in families, and then some. Well, what a lot of people fail to understand is it's not what group you belong to, or what gender, age, skin color, whatever. What it's really about is your heart. The heart, the spiritual one, is the center of who you are as a person. Your heart is the center of all the things you think about, all your desires. It's the center of everything. Every thought, action, behavior, every motivation comes from your heart. So just because someone doesn't look good on the outside doesn't mean they're not good on the inside. It is sad that we live in a world where people always seem to judge based on what you are, not who you are. They would judge you based on your religion, your skin color, your gender, your age, and yet they know next to nothing about who you are. Because where your heart is, your heart determines who you really are. You could look all mean looking. You could be all mean looking like Darth Vader or a biker. But if your heart is good, then you're not so bad. We've seen an example of this many times before. Going back to Darth Vader, if you've seen the end of the Star Wars Return of the Jedi, spoilers, when Luke was being attacked by the Emperor, Darth Vader's once stone cold heart changed when he saw his son begging for his help. And it was at that moment that Darth Vader killed the Emperor. The merciless, heartless Sith Lord that was Darth Vader, the legendary Sith Lord, I may add, at least one of the legendaries, his cold heart changed that day to where he killed the Emperor, therefore helping to bring an end to the war between the rebels and the Galactic Empire. You see, the heart is really important. The Bible says, though a man's ways may seem just, God weighs the heart, which is Proverbs 21:6, I think. Sorry, it was Proverbs 21:2. The ways of a man seems right in his own eyes, but God weighs the heart. So you see, even the Bible makes it clear to us that the heart of a person is more important than their outward appearance or what group they came from. Take, for example, every Christian in the world. Every person who is a good, honest, God-loving, serving, born-again Christian started out as something else. Okay, you could take me, for example. I used to be my heart was very hard. Not completely hard like a lot of people, but at least 2/3 hard. You know, deep down inside, there was still a side of me that was still untouched by the changes that went on inside me. I hated people because I felt like everyone was evil and that there was no good in them. I faced rejection and all kinds of terrible things from other people. They made me feel bad about who I was, and about my weight and everything. So much so that my heart became hardened and harder as the years went on as a teenager. But now, about 11 years later, my heart is now much softer now than it ever was before. I now have a new understanding. And in the book of Ezekiel 26:36, God says that he will give you a new heart and a new spirit. I'm sorry, it was Ezekiel 36:26. Basically what it's talking about is God will take away your old stone heart and replace it with a heart made of flesh. Okay. So you see, between the Bible and everyday life, we have seen countless times how the heart is more important than the outward appearance. Throughout history, people have been deceived by appearances. It happens all the time. Even today, right now in today's society. You know, there are guys out there that may look all buff and they act like, you know, they're good guys, but their heart is full of lust and is only interested in sex. And likewise, there are also women out there who look beautiful and act like they care, but really in their heart, they may only be interested in your money. We call them gold diggers. And, you know, I've dealt with people like that before. I've dealt with guys who, you know, treated me nicely and acted nicely to me, but in their heart, I was just a walking toy. You know, they never really cared about me. They were just lying to me and using me. And I've also dealt with girls, or one girl that I can remember who said she loved me and even made it seem as if she really cared about me, but in her heart, she was only interested in herself. Okay, she is my ex-girlfriend. So, the bottom line is the heart is more important than the outward appearance. If you only go based on outward appearances, then you're only deceiving yourself. Okay, people could easily trick you just by changing how they look and even by joining a group. Just because someone belongs to the same group as someone who did something bad doesn't mean they're like that person. Take, for example, all the attack on the World Trade Center back in 2001. That attack was done by Muslims. Now, are all Muslims like that? No. To think that way is closed-mindedness. It's ignorance. Okay? So yes, the guys that took down the Twin Towers were Muslim, but that doesn't mean that all Muslims are bad. Okay? Just because they belong to the same group doesn't mean their heart is in the exact same place. They all have something different in their heart. And I can say the same thing about Christians too. I have seen Christians who are self-righteous. I've seen Christians who are judgmental. I've seen Christians do things that they were never supposed to do. Okay, there are people out there who claim to be Christian, but never really behave like one. You know, here on YouTube, I came across two pastors who record themselves being, self-righteous. Okay, and honestly, it makes me sick. It does. I, as a Christian, am offended that there are so-called Christians out there, or regular Christians, if they really are, who are out there talking the talk but not walking the walk. There's one pastor in particular, I don't know, I think he's a pastor, or maybe a preacher. He has a YouTube channel, but I'm not going to say his name for his own protection. But I've seen his videos, and honestly, I could not be more displeased. He would sit there on his megaphone, yelling out to random people, telling them how they are sinning, they're going to go to hell, and blah, blah, blah. He even said the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard. He actually said he is perfect. And he also denies that the Bible says that, you should come as you are to the Lord. You're supposed to come as you are to the Lord. Okay, the Lord only cares about whether or not you're willing to come to him. He doesn't care. Okay, you don't have to change just to give yourself to the Lord. You come to the Lord as you are. And this guy said the exact opposite. Okay, that contradicts the Bible. So what am I saying? I'm saying that just because, someone belongs to a certain group doesn't mean their heart is where it should be. Okay, not every Muslim is a bad guy trying to kill you because you're a Christian. And sadly, not every Christian is a born again believer, or is not walking in love. Not every Christian out there walks in love, unfortunately. Yes. There are Christians out there who have a hard heart. Okay, so yeah. If you ever see that commercial with the Christian and the Muslim who are hanging out as friends, that commercial gave a good example that it's about the heart, not the outside appearances. So the point of this message is always pay attention to the heart. Okay. The heart is what reveals who a person is, who a person really genuine is. Appearances are deceiving, but the heart shows the true personality of the person. Only the heart, through the heart, can you see a person's true colors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this message. Hit the like and subscribe button for more. Hit the notification button, and I'll see you in my next video. Shalom.